Hello and welcome back to everyone in the rest of the and to another edition of AEW Rampage, the final AEW program before Double or Nothing. So yeah, lots of build for that. And it was all about tag team matches. Most of the teams were compromised with friends, but one had a bit of an odd pairing. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. And we started off with a big match. La Faction and Canobile versus the Acclaimed. Roosh, Peston Vance and Jessica were already in the ring when the show began, but the Acclaimed got a televised entrance, so Caster could rap about Roosh's hair. And Bowens and Jalisco started for the teams, but very quickly tagged Caster and Vance after a short exchange. Dudley asked Mendy and the Big Show out tagging and taking his shirt off when it was his turn. LFI then attacked their opponents all at once and took control as the show went to break. Both teams had periods of control, but the heels had the upper hand more than the babyfaces. Caster then scored the win for his team off the mic drop. And yeah, like a lot of trade matches, must have a breakneck pace, but this bout allowed each moment to breathe. It felt like they were never really rushing, even when they were having fast-paced exchange. The pacing allowed them to little storytelling, but the action of the match was down the middle, was really good. And yeah, I thought it was a good way to kick off the show, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It was then time for the Guns and Ethan Page versus three jobbers, basically. Page and the Guns got in a little warm-up against the three jobbers. Even though it wasn't a total squash, it was barely more than an exhibition. They easily pick up the win. Page gave a quick promo to the match, bragging about taking out Cassidy. He then claimed it would be a 3-on-2 match this Sunday, but Hardy showed them wrong, and Hook was there to prove them wrong. The match itself didn't serve much of a purpose, but the segment was kind of more useful for the Double or Nothing build, and yeah, kind of there for a reason. Did its job, I suppose. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Before it's time for our women's match, Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir. And yeah, Baker and Shida kept their partnership going on this week's Rampage. The two former women's champions had some early offense, but once Rose and Shafir took control, they kept it for several minutes. All through the commercial break, we saw D&D taking punishment through picture-in-picture. Once Shida was able to tag in, she took over and was able to beat down Shafir in the corner for nail her with a textbook missile dropkick. We didn't see anything special in the match, but it ended up being more than expected. This could have easily been a quick 3-minute counter, but thankfully it ended up lasted through the commercial break. And Baker was able to get a submission victory over Shafir with a lockjaw. So yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. Built out nicely to a match, even though it didn't involve the competitors. And yeah, it wasn't bad action at all. So 6 out of 10. Before it's time for Best Friends versus Big Bill and Lee Moriarty in the main event. And yeah, Taylor and Moriarty began 13s with little exchanges, takedowns and the counters, but Beretta tagged in when it came clear that the Tiger Style was out wrestling Taylor. He did the same thing to Beretta and did a very little dance. Beretta tried to sucker him into a kick by offering a handshake, but Moriarty saw it coming and blocked the impact. After he came back from a commercial, Beretta hit a German suplexes on Moriarty, but when he attempted a suicide dive, Big Bill caught him in the neck and chokeslammed him onto the apron. In what many would call an upset, Bill and Moriarty scored the win over the big man. Hit a chokeslam on Taylor. The show ended with usual, with most of the participants for the Blackjack Battle Royal coming out. And yeah, like I have to say, I was definitely surprised by this result. I thought for sure that the Best Friends would win, but yeah, bit of an upset, and yeah, adds more intrigue going into the Battle Royal, and I thought it was a really good match to finish Rampage as well. So yeah, I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. Overall, Rampage out of 10 gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty solid last show before Rampage. Obviously, there wasn't a huge amount of storytelling on it, but you know, there was enough there to keep me intrigued for sure. And yeah, some pretty decent match action throughout the card. So yeah, on the whole, I would say it was a pretty good show. And yeah, very much looking forward to Double or Nothing. But anyway, guys, that's every day. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to share, subscribe, and lots of comments on for daily wrestling news and scores. Sounds going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.